Hello, thank you for joining me for this quick presentation about the South Maple Park Tennis Court Improvement Project. This project involves the relocation of the existing tennis courts at South Maple Park. I will give a quick background on what led us to be here. I will talk about a preferred option and an alternative option that was developed for locations. There is a survey that we would love for you to take and to get your feedback on the project and help us determine what direction to go. My name is Adam Furco. I'm a practicing landscape architect and park planner with the city of Ann Arbor, and you can reach me at afurco@a2gov.org or by phone at 734-794-6230, extension 42549. South Maple Park, for those that don't know, are on the west side of Ann Arbor. It is bounded by I-94, Liberty Road, and South Maple Road. The existing tennis courts are to the north, where there is a parking lot and a pump station. As you can see in these photos, the court, parking lot, and stairs were not in great condition. The parking lot is not accessible, and it has many crumbling and cracks throughout. The courts are not accessible. You have to take stairs to get up them. There is no ramp available. And then the court is cracking and has peeling throughout. In spring of 2022, consultants determined that the court surface could not be repaired and a full rebuild would need to occur. The lying issues were that water was coming up from underneath, causing the surface to not adhere properly. In summer of 2022, the project team, we began to develop plans to rebuild the court in their current location, constructing an accessible ramp to the courts, and making parking lot improvements. Last winter, during the construction document phase, it was determined that Eagle regulations prohibit the building of game courts on water reservoirs. For those that don't know, the existing court sat upon one of the city's water reservoirs. This was how it was originally built in the 60s and 70s. In spring of 2023, the project team identified alternative locations to place the tennis and pickleball courts at South Maple Park. Today, in the fall of 2023, our engagement begins to receive feedback on the court options. As I said earlier, there's a survey that we would love to hear your feedback on and help us provide direction on where to go. And we are anticipating construction taking place in fall of 2024. Our preferred option, option one, is placing the courts on the south side of the park. In this map, the north is to the right. This location allows for one tennis court and 4 to 6 pickleball courts to be laid out. Game courts will have a north-south orientation, meaning that sun will not be in the direct line of sight of one of the players. There's a tree buffer between the courts and residential units to the south. An accessible walk will be constructed linking the new parking lot with the game courts. In this option, the existing parking lot will receive improvements, and there will be an expansion of the parking lot to allow for larger capacity on the game courts. Additionally, the connection between the neighborhood to the south and the park will see improvements. Option two, the alternative location that we studied, takes place on the east part of the park and would allow for 2 pickleball courts. A tennis court is not available and will not fit in this location due to existing site topography and elements. The game courts in this situation will have an east-west orientation, meaning that sun will be in the direct line of sight at the morning and evening times. There is no tree buffer between the game courts and the residential units to the east, meaning that sound could be a problem. An accessible walk would link the parking with the game courts and would be a shorter distance than to the south, as shown in option one. For the reasons of allowing more courts and having a tree buffer for sound and the orientation of a northwest orientation, That is why we preferred option 1, but option 2 was studied. So our next steps, we would like to hear your thoughts about the 2 options being considered. Your input will be helpful in the development of the final plan, so we ask that you please take a minute or 2 to complete the survey that was created for the project. The survey will be live for 2 weeks and will close on October 2nd. Based on your feedback, we will develop a final plan and it will be shared on our Park Planning webpage. So thank you for reviewing this presentation. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about the project, please reach out to me. Again, my name is Adam Furco. I'm a park planner and landscape architect, and you can reach me at afurco@a2gov.org or by phone at 734-794-6230, extension 42549. Thank you.